Darwin wrote his book in 1859. Haeckel faked the drawings in 1869. It was proven wrong in 1875, but they still teach it in textbooks all over America. Now, if they're not teaching it here at Berkeley, yay, I'm proud of you. It's about time. But this is the type of thing I'm talking about. They're using lies to support their theory. I debated Kenneth Miller, who teaches at Brown University, Rhode Island, on the radio. Debated him for 30 minutes. He won't do it again. I said, Dr. Miller, why are you still teaching embryology as evidence for evolution in your textbook? You know that it was proven wrong 125 years ago. He said, yes, and we're going to take it out of the next edition. Oh, it's about time. Now, I know it takes a while for textbooks to get up to date, but I think 125 years is long enough. But I checked his 2000 edition, and it was still in there. I don't know if it's in his 2004 edition or not, okay? But here's a 1998 edition still using the embryology as evidence for evolution. This one says, they have common ancestry because the presence of gills and tails, okay? Here's a 2000 textbook teaching biology is evidence for evolution from fish-like structures, okay? Here's a 2001 junior high textbook saying the similarities provide evidence that these three animals evolved from a common ancestor because of the tiny gill slits. Here's another 2001 Hope biology textbook saying they have gill slits, proof for evolution. Another one, 2001, another page says the gills of fish is evidence of evolution here. This is a college textbook used in Rutgers University. It says, similarly, because humans and fish embryo resemble each other, because humans and fish share a common ancestry. They have tail and gill pouches. Interesting. 2004, this year, Hope biology textbook, says the evolutionary history of organisms is seen in the development of embryos. Folks, this is a lie. Now listen, if you have evidence for evolution, I would like to see it. Honestly. But I'm sick and tired of them teaching lies to support their theory. Where's the real evidence? Here's 2004 biology textbook saying these shows these organisms must have a common ancestor. What? Similar forelimb structure and gills? Evidence from anatomy? Evidence from embryology? Look, if you got evidence, show it to me, okay? But don't lie to me. This textbook says we have a 5 to 6 week human embryo. Then it says by 7 months, the fetus looks from the outside like a tiny normal baby, but it's not. It's not a baby at 7 months. Hello? It's a human at conception. 34% of babies born at 5.5 months will survive. There's a 21-week-old baby in development holding a doctor's finger while he did surgery on the baby before it was born. The angel of the Lord said, behold, thou art with fetus. No, I believe he said you with a child. Yeah. Let's see, Scott Peterson is accused of murdering his wife and unborn child. Well, Paula, you hypocrite. You're in favor of abortion, and yet when you want to get Scott Peterson for murder, you say it's an unborn child, don't you? Why do they keep this in the textbooks? That's the only way to justify abortion. There's no other scientific evidence to say, well, it's not a human. It's just a fish or an amphibian or a reptile. Why is it when you destroy an eagle's egg, you get a $10,000 fine? Is that obviously a baby eagle? Oh, no, it's just an egg. It's not an eagle yet. Oh, duh. This textbook says, humans have an appendix that is vestigial. You don't need it anymore. That's a lie. You need your appendix. It's part of your immune system. That's been known for years. The appendix is one of the sites where immune system responses are initiated. Now, if you do have your appendix taken out, you can still live, I understand, okay? But you got a much better chance of getting quite a few diseases. You can live without both your arms and both your eyes and both your legs and both your ears also. It doesn't prove you don't need them. The argument for saying, well, you don't need it, therefore it's proof for evolution, that's a stupid argument. Now, come on. Okay? That's losing something, not gaining something. This textbook says, the whale has a vestigial pelvis. Many organisms retain traces of their evolutionary history. For example, the whale retains pelvic and leg bones as useless vestiges. The National Center for Science Education, right here in Berkeley, California. Dr. Jeannie Scott is the president now. Well, she came tonight. She was invited. I want to take him to lunch today. Honestly, I'm a nice guy. We had lunch. It was a good time. Okay, yeah. Andrew Carnegie left a bunch of money behind to start this organization to purposely keep evolution in the schools and keep creationism out. Here's the homepage of the National Center for Science Education. Skip's right back there. He works there. He can verify this. Welcome to the homepage of the National Center for Science Education. We are a nonprofit, tax-exempt membership organization working to defend the teaching of evolution against sectarian attack. We are a nationally recognized clearinghouse for information and advice to keep evolution in the science classroom and scientific creationism out. That's why they exist. That's perfectly fine, if they're not using tax dollars to support this agenda. Here's a brochure put out by the National Center for Science Education in the storefront building right there in downtown Berkeley, a few blocks from here. They say, is this how the whales evolved? From bossy to blowhole? Did a cow evolve to a whale? Oh, there's only a few differences between a cow and a whale, you know.
The records is now actually in Oakland.
Oh, it's in Oakland now. Okay. I'll change that. Fix it for Oakland. Okay. Yeah. Whales have a vestigial pelvis and leg bone that serve no purpose. They have hind limb bones that have no function. Just imagine whales walking around. It's true. Well, these are the bones they're talking about right there. Just about all large whales have these bones in their abdomen. Just imagine the whale walking around. You know, I have tried to imagine it, and I just can't. Yep, here it is. The whale's pelvis is located far from the vertebra and has no apparent function. The whale's pelvis is evidence of its evolution from four-legged land-dwelling mammals. Folks, this is simply a lie. Those bones in the whale's abdomen are special bones that have special muscles attached to that allow the whales to reproduce. Whales are pretty big, you know. They just simply can't have more baby whales without a little assistance from these special bones and special muscles. Now, anybody that's telling you the whale's pelvis is evidence of evolution is either ignorant of whale anatomy or they're lying trying to support a theory. But it's not true. That page should be torn from the book. They say, these structures are considered vestigial. Yes. For example, hind limbs of whales are vestigial structures. This is a 2004 textbook. This author is ignorant of whale anatomy or lying to you. Probably just ignorant. Ignorance I can understand, okay? But fix it. There are no vestigial structures, and if there were, that's the opposite of evolution. That's the opposite of evolution. We can talk a long time about whales if you like. Bring that up during Q&A time. We'll talk about all that. You name your whale. I'm ready for it, okay? There's no evidence. And again, the fossil evidence wouldn't count at all. Okay? We got stuff on all of them. I have a 15.5-foot python snake skin in my museum. If you look down at the south end of that snake, you will see it has two little claws attached to two little tiny bones going up inside the snake's body. The textbook says, boys and girls, these are rudimentary hind legs of a python snake. Reduced hind legs. There we go. This is simply a lie, okay? Those little claws are used in mating. The snake doesn't have any udders, okay? And he can't talk and say, scoot over, honey. This has nothing whatsoever to do with evolution. This again, somebody's ignorant of snake anatomy or they're lying to you, trying to get you to believe a theory. Now, if you've got evidence for evolution, show me. But quit lying about this stuff, okay? This one says, humans have a tailbone that is of no apparent use. This is vestigial tailbone in humans. Vestigial structures can be viewed as evidence for evolution. Organisms having vestigial structures probably share a common ancestry. This is a lie. There are 9 muscles that attach to the tailbone, without which you cannot perform some valuable functions. I won't tell you what they all are, but trust me, you need those muscles. And I've told people for years, if you think the tailbone is vestigial, I will pay to have yours removed. Okay? Bend over. They say, well, this baby's born with a tail. Look at that right there. That's not a tail, okay? There's no bone, no cartilage. It's not even lined up with the spine. It's a growth in the skin. It's simply fatty tissue. It's not a tail. Don't tell anybody it is, okay? This guy says the coccyx is a small bone at the end of the human vertebral column. It has no present function, and it's thought to be the remainder of bones that once occupied the tail of a long tail of a tree-living ancestor. This is simply a lie, folks. A tail would be very handy to have, all right? Now, if there's evidence for evolution, I honestly would like to see it. I've been offering $250,000 for evidence for evolution. Now, people will pick on the creation theory and say, well, how can you get those animals on the ark and blah, blah, blah. You can pick all you want. But listen, I'm not asking for the creation theory to be taught at taxpayers' expense. They are asking for their religion to